Hello and welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel once a week. It chooses the horror movie and they discuss it. Today we're talking about 2022's Halloween Ends, which was directed by David Gordon Green. I'm your co-host Alec.
I'm Erik.
Uh-oh, Erik. Uh-oh.
I've been let down. I've been let down fast.
Uh-oh. Okay, I've been thinking about this a lot. Since I watched it yesterday or whatever. I want to ask you this just right off the bat.
Yes.
Where would you have wanted this to go? If you were the director and the writer, where would you have gone with this movie?
Honestly, and I mean this with every fiber in my body, instead of this film, I'd rather have a direct sequel to Halloween 3 with Tom Atkins in a nursing home warning people about Silver Shamrock. And I'm serious about that. This movie was hot trash.
Okay.
Hot trash. It has good parts. And it's cool at times, but definitely unexpected. I think this is an example of too many cooks in the kitchen. There's multiple directions going on towards the finale. Felt like a bouncy ball getting there.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't even know where to start. But there are some really cool parts.
All right, so you don't know specifically, like you don't have an idea of like this is where I wanted it to go.
I would like it to be similar to how it's going. The whole Corey Cunningham thing is a totally new direction. It was kind of cool at first, but I'm 50 something minutes in and I'm hearing like, yeah, let's burn it down. I'll be the match. And I'm like, I haven't seen Michael except for like 20 seconds in the sewer and he let you live.
Right.
And this is dumb.
Yeah, they took some big risks in this one. They did not play it safe. You know, they were like, hey, we're going to introduce a lead in the third movie of a trilogy. We're just going to introduce a brand new character and hope that you guys like him. Ballsy.
It's very character driven. The whole movie's very character driven.
Yeah. And like, listen, like I didn't love this. And the same as you, as I was watching it, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what? Like, there's a lot of those moments. And I have one specifically that we can get into later. But yeah, I didn't love it. But I think watching it and then thinking about it for a while and kind of like going on YouTube, seeing what other people are reading comments, like, you know, seeing stuff like that, I'm starting to understand why it's a little bit better than I think people are initially giving it credit for. But that being said, there was a lot of things that I was like what are we thinking is like, it just didn't seem like they had it thought out. It seemed like the Star Wars trilogy. Like
Exactly.
it was.
This is an example of too many cooks in the kitchen. There must have been so many ideas out there, and they did a lot.
Mm-hmm.
To even with the Halloween 3 suggestion I had, they did the title in like Halloween 3,
right,
completely with the blue text, and also the October 30th, October 31st, which they do in the Halloween movies too. But the blue text open, it's like, oh, cool, I like this.
mm-hmm.
But it was just like another idea that just like didn't have any like true value. It was just like, we're doing it because we're doing it. It's an idea.
Well, the people, what I had said, read online basically is like, okay, this is kind of like Halloween 3, obviously from the blue font and everything like that, but it's almost like it's a Halloween movie that's not really about Michael, but it still has Michael in it. Where in 1982,
Right.
if you're going to see Halloween 3 and there's no Michael Myers, people are probably like, what the fuck is this? This one, it's like, okay, it's still Halloween. Michael's in it, but he's not the focus. And what people also been saying online, which I think would have been a better idea, is imagine this was like an afterthought. Like this movie came out after Halloween Ends, and it was kind of like, hey, so this is like how we're gonna wrap it up. Like Michael's defeated.
Well, yeah. No, keep going. I don't mean to interrupt.
Michael's defeated, and now this is like the passing of the torch sort of thing. But for this to end this trilogy, it seemed very forced.
What if they did this? What if they immediately had Laurie and Michael dish it out in the first 20 minutes of the movie? That ends, and Michael's like done, and then it goes to a new story. What would you have preferred that? Because I would, rather than the other way around.
Yeah, I think it would have made more sense. It would have like at least Corey's character would have had a little bit more justification. Like the evil really is passing on because Michael actually died. Like, yeah, dude, that actually would have been an interesting way to go.
That probably would have been better.
Yeah, man, I don't know, because why the 4-year gap? Why even do that?
Why is there trick-or-treaters out in this town? This town has been through so much. There should be a candlelight vigil every Halloween. Like there's in Illinois, there's no Halloween. Like that makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
And he's still out there technically. It's like, come on. Halloween would be canceled. Like 300 people. I don't know if it's 300 people. Probably. I don't even know. Halloween Kills is like, there's like
Yeah.
At least 20 he wrecks.
At least, yeah. So I mean, if you look at like the Michael Myers from 1978 and then Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, you're probably looking at like, yeah, like 30 people probably. But you know what? Let's just start from the beginning then a little bit here.
Sure.
So, dude, I gotta say, opening, I really liked it. I liked the
Me
blue
too.
font. I thought the pumpkins like are breaking out of each other. I was like, this is cool. Like, I actually really like this. And then, dude, that opening scene where with like him and the babysitter thing, I really thought that was cool.
I liked it. I'll tell you exactly where you lost me, but in this film. But yeah, dude, that kid getting kicked off the railing, brutal. I
Oh
didn't like that kid. I mean, no one did.
no.
He's just like mess around, find out, dude. You play stupid games, get kicked off the railing and die. And
Mhm.
he went from like, can you show me how to build a paper airplane that's a bomber? And to like, shut your mouth, you're an ugly babysitter, like real quick.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny. I also thought the mom was gonna like smooch the Corey kid because she's like, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" As like the dad's like, "I'm gonna go like check the laundry," and like I'm like, "Uh oh, is this like an affair thing going on?"
Um,
And it turned into like he wets the bed. And it's like, oh, that's not what I thought was gonna happen there.
yeah. Well, did you think that the little kid was actually gonna kill Corey? Because that's kind of at first that's what I thought was gonna happen. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like Michael killing his sister in 1963 or whatever.
I'm curious if Michael was actually there at all with the knife and whatnot, setting up the scene.
No, for
No,
Corey
okay,
and that whole
okay.
thing. No, what I mean is like I didn't when I was watching it at first. I was like, oh, I think they're kind of like recreating it. It's almost like it's 2019. The little boy
Hmm.
is gonna kill his babysitter, kind of like how
Oh, you thought that little toothless kid was gonna be the new Michael?
for a second. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
I mean, that was probably an idea thrown out, as they're creating this.
Yeah. So anyway, so I thought that was cool. I don't have anything against the Corey character, but I think if
No,
they introduced him in the second one or even the first one, and then this was like his character story arc kind of going, I would have been much more on board. But for him to just be
yeah,
thrown in this last one, you're kind of like, he's fine.
yeah, and I also like the Thing reference. The Thing has
Oh
always
yeah,
been a part of it, and they actually had like the best part of the Thing, which was kind of cool too.
yeah. Well, it's John Carpenter. That was his
Yeah,
movie.
exactly, and the special effects. I mean, in general, we can go into the special effects in a minute, but he must have kicked the shit out of that kid to get that kid over the railings. I'm like thinking of the physics, like, damn, that kid's about the height of the railing, so he must have like Dave Chappelle, Rick James' his ass, like kicked the shit out of him because that he just gets aerial flung over the thing.
Yeah.
Wild. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Well, yeah, so he got off the kid. Corey kills the kid he's babysitting by accident. He goes, he doesn't go to jail, and he gets off, right? Like, yeah, like it's manslaughter.
They didn't show any like court scenes, but it seems like he got off because it was an accident. Is
Right.
what I assume. But the mom says it wasn't an accident. I know you actually killed him.
Why? Why would he do that? It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm saving money for college, like, trying to start my life.
I will say this: the mom, when she walked in, she hears them fighting and
Right.
hears, "I'm gonna kill you."
Right. Right.
So that's probably why she thinks it wasn't an accident.
Yeah, I
So
understand that.
that was actually properly written.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So then it picks up a couple years later, and we're in Haddonfield, and basically Corey is getting picked on by like the band kids, like these random.
The band kids with a Letterman jacket. I mean, yeah, a band kid with a Letterman jacket has to be soft as baby shit.
Well, I'm also kind of
Like,
confused. This takes place in Illinois, right?
yeah,
Who's
yeah,
this like East Coast Italian kid? Like, what are you talking about? It's my dad's
yeah. Where's the
car.
chat? Where's the chowder? Where's
Yeah,
the chowder?
who the
Like,
hell
what
is
the?
this kid?
Oh,
See,
bro. That was I literally laughed out loud when he gets jumped like midway through the movie, and he's just like, "Your dad hates you," and he's like, "What?" I like,
my father
like
hates me.
out of nowhere, he's like, "My dad doesn't hate me," and then he just like kills him. Like,
Yeah, those bullies, I didn't believe them for 1 second. They look like the kids from Recess, all grown up. It was such a weird group of friends that I'm like, this seems forced. But anyways, so yeah, so they're
yeah.
horrible. They start picking on Corey. Laurie, who is, I don't know. Let me ask you before we even jump into this. What do you think of Laurie at this point?
I mean, she's just like Corey. She's getting they make the joke, "I'm the psycho, you're the freak show," and it kind of it's like, no, I'm the psycho, you're the freak show, which I kind of like that because Allison and Laurie are survivors when he's just a killer or it was an accident, but it's totally different scenarios.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but they both in within the town are ridiculed.
Well, I guess what I mean is like, how do you think about Laurie, her character, the way she was behaving in 2018 is like, okay, Linda Hamilton to like now she's like fun
All over
grandma.
the place, all over the place. And she's decorating. You're
Yeah.
telling me that the like unequivocally traumatic events that happen multiple times on Halloween, you're putting up spider webs? Like, no, I don't see
Yeah.
Laurie doing that.
Yeah.
There's a couple scenes where she kind of goes zany, but it's more like just Jamie Lee Curtis being Jamie Lee Curtis, where she's like, you just pull your tits out and then fling pumpkin shit on the ground. It's like, what's going on? It just felt a little erratic, honestly.
Yeah. I heard somebody online also say like, it's like, hey, listen. 40 years ago, you know, three of your best friends got killed. You survive. Like that is horrible. It is horrible that that happens. Like, does that consume every second of your day for 40 years? Like, do you not ever recover from that? And I was kind of thinking, like, yeah, she's still in 2018 is acting like all day, every day, all she thinks about is Michael coming out. And I was kind of like, that does kind of put a little bit of a sour taste on it. Then seeing her character now, where Michael is not in an asylum anymore, he's just out and about. They don't know where he is. And you're right, now she's putting up cobwebs and stuff. You're like, oh, wait. In
Yeah,
2018,
and she had an arsenal, and now she has this like really shitty pistol. And
yeah,
that's
like the
it.
door doesn't even lock,
Come
basically.
on.
And it's like, and
Yeah.
now it's like, and Michael actually is out there now, and you're acting like, let's make pumpkin pie.
I'm not hiding anymore. I'm in a book club, and someone's gonna buy the rights to my book, and it's
Yeah,
gonna be wonderful.
dude, this other thing I read online was so funny. It's like, what is this, like Sex in the City Halloween? It's like she's writing a book. She's like, and then
Dude,
evil was stopped. And it's like, do
bro,
do 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 do
it
do.
reminded me of like Terminator 2 too, with like Corey and Michael kind of teaming up and killing that like
Uh,
cop guy that's hitting on
kind
Allison.
of teaming up. What are you
I
talking
mean,
about?
they're
Like,
teaming up, but it's just like we can't just not go around killing people. It's like why? I said because we have to kill people. Why? Because we just have to. Okay. I was like
oh my
expecting
god,
that. Like oh god. But it is a
no.
cool idea. Like being a kid and like Michael Myers is my bro. But I don't know.
but that didn't even like all right, so let's get into that now. So we've established obviously Corey is kind of like, oh, he's this town pariah just like Jamie Lee Curtis because of he something happened, he killed that kid. So then Corey, yeah, he gets thrown off of by the bullies. He gets thrown off of a bridge, and he lands next to this pipe or whatever that's just like sitting under a bridge. And there's this old homeless guy who's just been like hanging out there. And apparently, Michael Myers at the end of Halloween Kills, he just escapes, no explanation. He's in his house, looking out the window. Okay, escapes, goes into this like ditch under a bridge in Haddonfield for 4 years,
Like it.
and just
Like seriously, like it.
yeah, like actually, like, and wears a mask or whatever, and like homeless people, he's like, oh yeah, like he didn't kill you, like what the heck? So we're supposed to sit here and believe that Michael Myers has just been literally living in a cave for the past 4 years.
Well, I think he's been killing people because there's a bunch of missing person signs still, and that hobo Joe guy, whatever, the homeless guy's like, he's been bringing people in there. Why did he let you go? It's like, oh, so Michael's still been killing, which kind of like gets rid of the whole Halloween. So he's like killing on other days now. Does he kill on Christmas?
Right,
Does
right.
he
Yeah,
kill
he's not
on
waiting just for Halloween.
Does he kill on Arbor Day? That's what I want to know.
Oh
Yeah,
God. So that
they kind of messed up this whole franchise. I will say this to all the listeners: I was a huge fan of the 2018 Halloween. Halloween Kills. I gave it a chance. I didn't like it, but I felt like it's a midpoint, and I was hoping this would redeem a lot, and it didn't. It did not for me. The last 20 minutes were cool, but
threw up too many idea balls and didn't
yep.
have enough payoff, and it felt like this shouldn't have been a trilogy. Like probably should have just been like two movies that took place over one night, and it had some sort of resolution. But yeah, it was a big idea that they introduced in the last act, and they have to get us all to be on board with it. And I'm kind of like, I don't know.
It was nice to get a Michael cameo. You know, we got a little Michael Myers cameo at some point.
It's very different. I'll give it that. Like, it's a different type of movie. You can't really compare this to any other Halloween movie. It's kind of like a copycat killer. So it's similar to Friday the 13th Part 5, where it's like, oh, it's not Jason killing. It's like a different guy who looks like Jason. This is kind of like that.
I got that too, and I also like I'm bringing up It again. Like he kind of lures that cop into the sewers, similar to
Yeah.
what they did in It to the bad guy, the bad kid in It.
Yeah.
So that reminded me of that. So it's pulling from things. It doesn't reinvent the wheel at all. But
No.
what'd you think of that cop guy?
Dude, that guy's like 50.
Yeah,
And
he's
he's like,
not
yeah.
like
Like, why is he.
Allison. Hey, you're 24, right? I'm like I'm in 15 years in the force.
Yeah, what the hell? That was weird. I don't know. I didn't really like that. I was like, okay, small town. I guess your options are limited, but like that guy's like a 50-year-old cop. You're like
Yeah.
right out of high school. That was a little weird. But yeah, the cop going in there, getting killed, sure. Corey just why does Allison even like Corey though? That's what I don't get.
I think it's because she has they share that the town looks at them with a stained eye where it's just like they're ridiculed, but they're ridiculed for different reasons, and that's why they kind of butt heads. Because like Allison, you can still go out and people will talk about you and everything, but you're a survivor.
Yeah,
I go out and people hate me. So
right.
that was more the idea, and it's like they're not the same people. They have totally different traumatic events that happen around them.
Right. And this also, the thing with Corey happened a year prior to this movie taking place, at least, or it was 2019 even.
Yeah,
So for years, she's been like, oh, he's cute, but like, I'm not going to go talk to him. And then Laurie forces the situation to happen. So Corey just happens to fall right where the pit is that Michael Myers is. He happens to crawl in there. Michael Myers happens to see him, decides to not kill him for some
they
reason.
break his glasses and he happens to be able to see properly.
Yeah, dude. So a lot of stretching, and like, so when Corey first goes into Michael's lair, he first gets choked by him. Why does Michael care? He's like, he looks at his eyes, he's like, wait, you accidentally killed somebody? Okay, I guess I'll let you live,
Well,
and now you're like my student.
it's kind of like the evil's within you, but like
But it's not.
it
It
was
was
an
an
accident.
accident.
I know. That's the idea too, is that Michael, all his killings have infected the town, where like there's a lot of people killing themselves, and so it's like that's another just idea of all where it's like Michael's
Yeah.
infected the town, and
Evil infects people. Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah.
listen, like, sure.
And they also add the like the media thing. Like there's the radio guy like tossing up all these conspiracy theories, and then the neighbor who can't talk when she like yells at Laurie when she leaves the grocery store, like you teased the man with brain damage, and
It's not Laurie's
like
fault.
you lured him to break out of his asylum. Like yeah, that I lured him to break out. Yeah, that was totally
Yeah,
me.
what the hell was that scene, dude? That was like, hey, let's just have the town illogically blame this on Laurie. It's like, okay. And if this is the case, why are you still there? Laurie, your daughter got murdered in Haddonfield. Your friends got murdered in Haddonfield. This guy's tried to kill you in Haddonfield multiple times. Get the fuck out of Haddonfield. You
Dude.
and your granddaughter,
Yeah, well, dude,
leave.
that's what I thought too when what's his name? Not Brackett. What's the Frank? I don't even think we need to give him a last name. It's just Frank.
Hawkins, right? Or
Hawkins. It's Frank Hawkins, Officer Hawkins. Yeah, he's retired now. It looks like, but he like
yeah.
somehow still was able to break into a crime scene at the end. But he mentions the cherry blossoms, which are big in I believe
Japan.
Japan, and it's a sign of spring and renewal. I was like, I swear to God, this movie they fucking end up in Japan at the end of it, and like I would break my TV and like make a TikTok and be like, this is what happens when you make a shit movie with a shit
Oh,
ending.
and they make like a paper airplane like in the beginning, but it's like origami paper
Oh
airplanes.
God, Alex, stop, stop. I also had another thought too when I thought Laurie and old ass Michael were gonna have to team up to kill Corey for a minute,
Oh my god.
like DBZ style. Like
That
Laurie
would
and
have been
Mike were
terrible.
like, this guy's too evil. Like we have to stop him, and Michael's like nods and stuff.
Well, that's the thing. Where is the understanding that Corey like
Uh,
looks into his eyes? He's like, you know what? Now I understand. I have to go off and kill other people because of you. And it's only people that have like wronged his girlfriend. Really, I don't even. No, he kills his mom. Corey kills his own mom.
he kills the kids
The
that are
bullies.
bullies, and dude.
But then he kills the doctor that doesn't give his girlfriend a promotion, and then the
Because he's
woman.
sleeping with the other assistant.
Yeah. Do they deserve to get murdered over that? Like
Dude.
what? And then Corey's
Uh,
like, you know, I'm gonna wear a weird little scarecrow mask, go kill those people, and then
you know what
Michael's
they were
gonna be
doing?
there.
You know what they were doing? And I got such a vibe from it. I was like, oh, they're trying to do a Heath Ledger thing.
What do you mean?
There's this thing with him like playing with a candle. He does that in 10 Things like the Heath Ledger. Like it's like, oh, we're gonna make him like really good looking, but really like tormented, and we're gonna like Laurie's gonna punch him, and he's gonna like laugh like the Joker does, and it's like, oh, don't do the Heath Ledger thing. I got that vibe. Like oh, they're trying to like make him like an iconic, like, sexy character. Stop.
I don't know, man. There just didn't seem like the character motivation for Allison liking Corey just didn't seem to make sense. So I was like, okay, sure. But then Corey happens to get, he sees Michael. Michael looks him in the eyes. He somehow passes on this evil to the Corey for some reason.
But no, Mike, and then he goes back in there. He's like, "I need something for you," and like he has to go and get the mask. It looked like a Ric Flair match at like Ric Flair is still wrestling at like 73.
That was the worst part of the movie. That scene right there when it's like it's just Michael, like he goes in there's like, I need the mask, and they're like pushing each other on the ground. I was like, what is happening?
What happened?
This is insane. Michael Myers kills dozens of people when they have weapons. They're surrounding him, and he's able to. And then this guy's pushing him around. I'm like, okay. Because they make it seem like Michael's weak because he's like, oh, he's not killing people, so he's not getting his strength back. But he is killing people. And if he's not strong enough, then don't let Corey go. Kill Corey. If you need to kill people to get strong, why are you letting this guy?
Which he eventually, like, all of a sudden does kill Corey after Corey killed himself. And it's like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right, so that to me was the dumbest part of the whole movie, was that little wrestling match to get the mat, and then Michael sits up. That was stupid. The other thing that I was like, give me a break, is when Corey goes to kill Jamie Lee Curtis, which is like, how does she know he's there? But whatever. Then he says the line, "If I can't have her, nobody can," and then he stabs himself in the neck. I was like, wait. What?
And then Allison walks home and thinks that her grandmother, Laurie Strode, did it. It's like, you know for a fact your grandma wouldn't do that. Like,
no. And then she drives away for 10 minutes. She's like, actually, I don't think my grandma would do that. And then comes back and saves the day.
Somehow Frank calls her and tells her, like, we got a suicide thing from your mom, which doesn't make any sense either. She shoots a pumpkin. And then Corey shows up. What the hell's going on?
I know. Dude, but that line where he's like, if I can't have her, nobody will, so you kill yourself? That doesn't even make sense, but sure. And then Allison comes and sees that, and then Michael's like, ha ha ha, like I got you. It's like, I feel like Michael doesn't even know that this is even happening. Like he doesn't even know that Laurie gives a shit, or that like any of this is even happening,
Yeah, it's a little erratic and disconnected for sure. I don't even know how to properly say it. But I want to say a good thing about this movie, and I mentioned that there's some good parts. One thing, the music. I like the music in this. I am a big fan of like old monster songs, like the Monster Mash and the Midnight Monster Hop. I think that was the Midnight Monster Hop. It's just like Iger's got the punch bowl and Dracula's got the jam, and like all that music. I love. That's a thing I love. I like the I Was a Teenage Werewolf song. All the music was really cool. I did want a Casey and the Sunshine, I'm Your Boogeyman to make an appearance. I've always wanted that in all these movies. Haven't had it, and now I won't. But another cool thing, I don't know if you want to talk about music at all.
Yeah, please.
No, you. Like, do you have thoughts?
Oh, I mean, no, I like the music too. The score didn't stand out to me like it did in the last two.
No.
But if I watch it again, I'll pay more attention. But yeah, dude, I loved all the little DJ stuff. It's also refreshing, which is very unrealistic, but everybody's listening to that local radio station. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, what year is it? 2018? What's this supposed to be, 2009?
No, it's 2022.
Yeah, okay, good point.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, like no, nobody's on Spotify. Everybody's listening to WERG, Haddonfield Local Radio. I'm like, oh, I wish this was real. But sorry. So the music.
No. The music was great, and the other thing, the special effects were impressive, very impressive. The cut hand that Corey gets, the metal scrapper with Michael's body, which we can talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
The kid like literally folding up after he falls down the stairs, but also blowtorch. Love that kill. Sick. Dude, that was dope. And then the tongue on the turntable, corny but kind of cool. I mean, there's a lot of good special effects.
I was gonna ask you your favorite kill. Did you have one, or?
The blowtorch was so far away, but I thought that was sick. But the scrapper is probably gonna stick with me the most.
Oh, with Michael?
Yeah. What about you?
The blowtorch thing, I was like, whoa! But they don't really show it, but they kind of fill it in.
Oh,
it's
that's
like
so brutal. Like,
yeah. The girl getting hit by the car after she climbs over the fence with the that was pretty bad.
She survives. She's like, ow.
Yeah, she's like, help me.
It's like, that's oof. You're not walking away from that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, Corey's death was bullshit. I don't know, dude. It's kind of
Did
Yeah,
Michael snap his neck at the end? I think that was he was like choking out
sure.
and then.
He stabbed himself in the neck and he got shot twice. He was gonna die no matter what. So
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
even. That doesn't even count as like a Michael kill. Honestly, it's like
Dude.
the guy was definitely gonna die regardless.
You want anything else about special effects? What?
No, I think honestly, yeah. I think the music special effects were great. I think it was shot well. The story is just where it falls apart for me. But
So you want to talk about the ending with
yeah,
Michael and how they get rid of him?
dude, let's do it.
I always said like the way to get rid of him, chuck his ass in a wood chipper. And I think the metal scrapyard is a nice touch. It's a nice touch. I like it a lot.
Well, there is no way they can. Like, I remember when I saw the Halloween Resurrection poster at the movie theater, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "They cut his head off."
But they did a good idea explaining what happened, which is the furthest out of left field way he survived is it wasn't even him or something like that. Out of control.
I actually was okay with that. There's no way in hell
It's ended.
They can pull him out of this one unless they like do something like Hocus Pocus where they like it's like and then his like body like and they went in an incinerator and it like went out to Haddonfield's water supply or something.
Someone in the crowd like swapped his body with like a dummy that does like a sex doll.
God. No, it's
last
over.
minute, like somebody like they were taking him on the car and a magician swapped his body last second.
All right, so before we even get to that, like we do get the final fight with Laurie and Michael, like which I thought was actually pretty cool. It's the only thing we really see in the trailer, and they fight in the kitchen. It was fine. Like I don't really know what else I could have expected, honestly.
Yeah, it was good. It was good fight scene. It didn't go too long. It wasn't like, okay, come on, you would be so done. But no, like the part where he rips his hand out from the knife and chokes Laurie, I was like, okay, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going.
I like that. I liked it when he
that dude sucked. That had to hurt.
So there's very few times in movies where dude legitimately like, and it was Halloween Kills, and in this one where I was standing up and like getting close to the screen, I was like, dude, what is gonna happen? Like, what is gonna happen right now? And it was in Halloween Kills when he was surrounded and everybody's beating the shit out of him. I'm like, are they gonna kill him? Are they gonna kill him?
Well, and then, yeah, keep going. Sorry.
No, and then this one I was same thing. I jumped up when she took his mask off. I was like right next to the screen. I'm like, oh my god, he's got chin hair. Oh my god! And then so I was like pretty excited.
Did you think when he was going in the wood chipper, because Laurie was the one like pushing his body in, that like he would like kind of grab her last second and like pull her in with him? I thought that was gonna happen, and then somehow like Frank saved the day, jumped in and like sacrificed himself and like handed her a cherry blossom as he was going in the.
They kind of fucked themselves though, dude, because they basically say like it's not about Laurie. It's just about like whoever's coming after him, right? So Laurie's not the reason he's doing this. So like I don't know.
He says the line like maybe the one way to get rid of Michael if I die.
Yeah, and that's in the hospital, and then Frank's like, "It's not you, Laurie. He's just evil." Like whatever. I don't know. Yeah, so it's not my favorite.
It lost the direction after Halloween. It lost the direction. It really did.
Oh yeah. Big time. And same thing, dude. Like, I don't know how this got pitched. I don't know if it was like Star Wars, where it's like, hey, we're gonna make Star Wars, and then we're gonna make it like based on the critical reception. We'll alter our scripts, or if they just like Marvel, they're like, no, we got this figured out before we even start shooting. I don't think it was that way.
I don't know. I'm curious. I mean, I like the Halloween 2018. That's the one I was just referring to. That it fizzled out from that. Right. I always thought the Doctor was going to come back from the bathroom. The one that he's in House of Dragon now too.
The podcaster.
I always thought he was going to come back with like a limp at some point, and we never see him again because they don't really show him die. They show the other girl like in the bathroom die. I always thought that never happened. I wonder if something like happened with like the casting or whatever. But in the mayor shows up like last minute. It's like he was barely in Halloween Kills too, but I feel like he was an important character. And the cops are like, we don't do things this way. We got to do things by the book. And he's like, no, we are gonna throw his ass in the metal scrapper.
That's
the law tonight. Like I kind of like that idea.
But they fucked his character up. It's like, why isn't this guy more prominent? Like
I liked him a lot. I know.
That was the thing. This movie didn't really have a lot of characters that like you cared about aside from Laurie and Allison. Like we see the little kid from the first one, the toenail kid. He's like, I'm here clipping my nasty ass toenails. Like he was there at the end a little bit.
And we saw the mother who was stabbed with the fluorescent light from the last two too as well.
Listen, it's definitely my least favorite of this trilogy, like for sure. I still think it's better than like Resurrection.
Oh yeah, I would say that it has more in it and more worth. for sure.
Yeah, it's just like it's kind of sad because 2018 we got so excited. We're like, yes, this is really cool. I can't wait to see where they
They
go.
really brought it back, and it feels right.
Yeah, and I actually did not hate Halloween Kills. I know a lot of people did. I don't think it's
I didn't
amazing.
hate it either. I just did it. I was like, I kind of wanted it to be better. That was
Yeah,
more it.
yeah, of
And then
course.
this one, like, okay,
Yeah, well, so I guess before I wrap up here, what do you think the future of Halloween is going to be? Do you think they're going to keep going with this series? Do you think they're just going to start a whole new thing?
I think the next step is full on remake with a new character, totally a new Laurie Strode, a new reinvention of it. I wouldn't say like full on same rinse and repeat story. I think they would have to add new things to it, but you'd have to be very careful about those new things. But I think it's possible for a reinvention of the original Halloween.
They already did that with Rob Zombie.
Which was an yeah. I think that's what's going to happen next. A new one,
Another attempt.
but I mean, there's a lot of people that love the Rob Zombie Halloweens. I hate them. I hate them. I just think they're just trash, trailer trashy. Like, ugh, just don't do this to do this. I don't know. That was my take, but hey,
Yeah.
to teach their own. You know, there's probably a lot of people that love this. It reminds them of Halloween 3. Maybe it'll grow on me, but my prediction is I'm going to forget about this movie in a month, and you're gonna ask me questions. I'm like, I don't remember anything about that movie because I'm gonna subconsciously erase it from my mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back to the trilogy eventually and rewatch it and be like, okay, this is better than I thought. Whatever. I kind of hope, and this is not gonna happen ever, but I kind of hope they do a sequel to either Halloween 6 or a sequel to Halloween 8, and they just wrap it up.
What
Wrap
about
it up.
Halloween 3? Would you
They could do a
hate
sequel to that, yeah, but like that one, it would just be totally different because Tom Atkins is too old, man, and it's been 40 years since the.
Yeah, Tom Atkins is absolutely retired from acting.
Yeah, so
it would be weird. Be great to get him in a cameo of him like literally in a nursing home seeing a Silver Shamrock commercial and like freaking out. I think that's the only way to do it. But I wouldn't hate a Halloween 3 sequel, but Halloween 3 is just so standalone, you know?
Yeah. I don't think there's not enough interest, I don't think, for something like that. If they wanted to do like, okay, because the end with Busta Rhymes, like that whole one, like his eye does open when he's in the morgue. And then also the Thorn trilogy.
God, I forgot about that. Yeah.
We have no idea really how the Thorn trilogy properly ends. So they could wrap that up. They could wrap up. I'm just saying wrap it up.
I think we're ended. We're done. We need a good like 8-year break from Michael Myers. And then we'll get a completely new reboot, re-envision of it. With new characters, new faces. Oh, I did like the Nick Castle cameo. Speaking of cameos before. You see that? With like, he was like a streaker with organs.
Right. And he opened it. I was like, "What do you want, kid?" Like that thing. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Dude, it's not horrible. The reviews online are like really bad, so it's kind of like I don't know.
It was fun. It must have had a ton of fun making it. It must have been like emotional, and I give it that. And that I'm not mad they made it. I'm glad they made it. I'm glad it's over. Yeah. I wanted more after that Halloween 2018 that just blew my mind, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I don't know. You got any last minute thoughts, or we'll wrap it up?
Yeah, I mean, did Laurie take down the picture of her daughter and put up a picture of Annie and PJ Souls? I don't know. Like they showed like a shot of like her friends from Halloween. So it's like on Halloween I switched these photos out. I thought that was so weird.
Yeah,
There's a lot of weird shit that happened in this movie, but. Last minute thoughts. It was a movie, Alec. Yeah. At least they didn't end up in Japan. I had a bad feeling that was going to happen. But yeah.
I was a little disappointed when I was watching it, but I don't know. The more I think about it, I'm like, there's stuff here that I think people will look back on and be like, okay, that's actually pretty cool or whatever. But
and then one thing, Corey Cunningham, Michael Myers, CC and MM. Come on, CC and MM.
No, you're probably right, though. That probably is. That's why they did it. But yeah, so thank you, everybody, for listening in today. We actually are about to start our 13 days of Halloween, so get ready for that. So officially on Wednesday, so, literally not tomorrow, but the next day, we'll have an episode every day until Halloween. So get ready for that. You can check out the movies. They're listed on Instagram, everywhere like that, so you can find what movies are coming up. But yeah, get ready, and we're ready, so get ready.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, but thank you everybody for listening in, and we will see you all on Wednesday with our first movie, which is Hubie Halloween. So
Hubie Halloween, totally different movie than this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess we'll see you guys on Wednesday then.
Woo!